Elaine J Laberge is a doctoral student at the University of Victoria, British Columbia in Canada, and was exploring what poverty class students, collective knowledge and radical imagination can teach Canadian university leaders about the why and the how to widen access and participation for those with the lived experiences of persistent poverty. Elaine will be sharing her poem, No Landscape for a Good Underclass Woman, which is about her experiences of marginalisation, exclusion and violence in Canadian universities as a woman from intergenerational poverty who sought higher education as a way to escape poverty. Elaine has asked us immediately after the poem to not sort of ask questions. But I think that's going to suit us anyway, because I think Sahil will want to talk, but that doesn't mean that we won't have time for questions at the end anyway. So Elaine, thank you for arriving. And can I just say before Elaine starts that our panelists that are from the other side of the Atlantic have got up at 1 a.m. to do this. It's very, very early in the morning for them. So I'd just like for us all to appreciate that. So Elaine?
Sorry, it's been a technology challenge this morning. So I think I've cried all the tears I have. I want to start by acknowledging that I am a generational settler in Canada, which means my ancestors came to Canada, well, which wasn't Canada, and so I currently am an uninvited guest on the Wasatch, Esquimalt, and Songhees Nation, and it's unceded territory, which means there's no treaties. It's just land that was stolen, and more than the territorial acknowledgement, what most matters is thinking about how not only I walk on this land and in my relationships, but also how I do my research. Do I contribute to further colonization or decolonization as a white woman it's okay to stumble and fumble with this, but I am very, very gracious that I get to be in school and be on these lands and be alongside amazing people. So the poem I'm about to share with you, I want to dedicate it to all the women who could not access education, to all the women who have been pushed out of Canadian universities, to the women who walk alongside me, and to the women who will come after me. So here we go. I scrub, my skin raw, but I can't wash away the stain of poverty. Yet, I scrub my skin with my red-worn hands, ruthlessly, with hardcover, softcover, electronic textbooks, academic journals. I scrub my skin with theorists, sociological, colonial, patriarchal. Theories tangle into a mishmash of barbed wire. My confidence, my creativity is destroyed like metal scratching pads on slick, shiny Teflon. Looks like Teflon frying pans, rejected, scrapped, dumped off, discarded at the corporate faux value village. Foucault, Bourdieu, Marx, Weber. Don't pay my tuition, my rent. Don't contribute to my retirement. Don't give me hope, even for a break. I scald my soul with the analytical, the theoretical, the generalizable, the unchangeable, but I can't wash away the stain of poverty. I came out of the social underclass closet on the Canadian higher education landscape. My skin, my body, my entire being is embodied, imbued, embedded as a one-dimensional woman. Stigma, stigmatized, other, othered, othering. Cast in a box, outsider within, outsider without. We're the wretched of the earth. We're many subjects, revolting, disgusting, illegitimate, wasteful, useless, pointless. A disposable population, moral outcasts, the underclass, Marxist hated lumpen proletariat, the unwashed, the lower classes that smell, the hated, despised, ridiculed, white trash, the deserving, undeserving, poor, battled out, in the center, while we live in the shadows and margins. You degrade me. You call me, in my ancestors, white trash. Then you all hold white trash themed parties. Welfare queens. We're the welfare kings. We're stigma machines, branded with infamy. Leaves me with bruises, a bloody mess of bruise-stained hurts. My knees are shot to shit from trying to cross the wrong side of the social class tracks. Stay in your lane, you say. Slivers that crowbars can't dislodge from trying to climb the broken class ladder, back down to the bottom rung from whence you came, you say. You offer up your stick and barbed wire encrusted carrot, burn me alive and dead with suffocating student loans, generously topped with your interest, compounded daily. Squandering our riches, you say. You squander our richness, we don't say. How many students are homeless? No one knows. Not yet considered an epidemic. Might be another academic career booster, Canadian taxpayer-funded academic research topic. How many students go hungry? No one knows. Just another epidemic. Maybe. Just another, oh, this has potential, Canadian taxpayer-funded academic research topic. How many students are from poverty? No one knows. No one cares to know. We're not supposed to be here. Are we here? Poverty not considered an epidemic. Never going to be another taxpayer-funded academic research topic. Poverty, intergenerational poverty. It's deeply embedded in my self-identity, part of my embodied being. The shame was bearable until university, a place I believed was never, ever meant for people like me. I lived in fear of being, on being outed and ousted. And then I was outed of the social underclass closet. And then I was ousted, pushed out as a doctoral student, a Vanier scholar, from my beloved discipline, sociology, from my belief in otherwise, from within, of imagining otherwise, because I imagined otherwise, because I dared to critique power, the abusers, the users, the faux teachers, the faux social justice advocates, the faux equity, diversity, inclusion leaders, the ignorers, deniers of social class, inequality, inequity, marginalization, exclusion, violence. Jacked up capitalism, rabid neoliberalism, servitude, neo-feudalism, 150 plus years of colonialism, relentless, burgeoning isms entrenched in Canadian universities, institutions. Shh, there's no classism. Angela Mayu, yes, I still rise, but I will move along. But, and you Canadian universities, you need to hear this. I'm no Lurden Lemming. I've always been a moth to an injustice flame. I've never walked quietly. I'll make a fuss, but I won't go over the cliff without making a ruckus. But I'm leaving, because Canadian universities, your education promised a way out of poverty, your venerated piece of paper lauded as the great equalizer. No, you broke your promise. You continue to break your promise. Your taxpayer-funded Canadian university, it's no landscape for a good underclass woman.
Thank you. Thank you for that, Elaine. That was fantastic. And from the comments at the side in the chat, I can see that not only were people connected to that on a deeper level, but they thought that it was a fantastic delivery as well. And I know you don't want to answer questions about that, but I would just like to read a few comments out. Amazing, Elaine. Powerful, eloquent stuff, Elaine. Remember, Charles Murray described himself as a visitor from a plague area. Thank you for your words, really powerful. And I'd just like to thank you as well, because, you know, we're both from different parts of the world, but somehow we've got the same class experience, which I think speaks very loudly, actually, to class prejudice and class inequality throughout the world. So thank you. We've got a few minutes